Cindy, distributor's leaking again. As you can see, distributor is leaking and possibly even more. I think the valve cover is also leaking, but we can deal with that in a minute because I've got some black crunkle. So unfortunately on Simpler Bearings I couldn't find the O-ring, so I had to buy off of eBay, which means it came from China. So hopefully they'll last more than a month. I believe my leak is also coming from the valve cover, but I'm definitely leaking from the big outside O-ring, which is like sizes are massive or something. I can't really remember them off the top of my head. Much like the MR2, which is underneath the sheet right now. We're going to be pulling this distributor apart and also just doing the internal one whilst we're here. Just going to basically strip it all down. You should kind of have to know what to do with these things now by now, surely. So I'm going to take the cap off. I'm going to leave all the wires on so I don't mix them up. These plugs just unplug and you just do this little bolt there. Now that you can see it, there he is. Whoop. Yep, little bolt there, and then there's 3 screws that hold the actual distributor in. These engines have been done to death, so yeah, you should have an idea anyways. Right, I'll help those of you who are out in a pickle. So here you go, follow the wires. You can see the wires, that's where they go. Guys, this is an unreal development. So my D15B7 non-VTEC, well actually it has the tech. Look at that. That is the tech. So there's already been a scratch here to do the dizzy timing. I'm going to be doing it anyways with the timing light. So yeah, got top cover off. He's up there. And yeah, 3 bolts are out. So this just needs to wiggle on out. As you can see, there's definitely been some signs of oil leakage. Alright, so this is keyed, so it goes in one way, but just for my sanity, the rotor arm is pointing towards the coil pack. I took the circlip out. I've also marked it on the shaft, which direction that goes. Yeah, circlip's out, took the pin out, so that just lifts straight off. Way easier than the MR2s, funny enough. There's 2 shims underneath it. Then I've worked on taking the actual rotor cap off, so there was a Phillips head screw there, and then there's this little gap here. If you put your screwdriver in there, you can get right onto the bottom and lift it there. So yeah, I'm now at this stage. I believe we've got to take those 4. Yeah, so I need to start taking bits off of here. Alright, so I had to take a bit more off than what I was wanting to, but I've got all the bolts off. Now I had to take a few just to get it loose, but it's loose now. I've measured the distance there as well. That is 9mm. Alright, cool. So there we can see the seal. It looks like it's been weeping a tiny bit, but it's not too bad actually. Let's knock that seal out from behind. So this seal is very, very dry rotted. It's very dry, very brittle, because it was just snapping. There you go, you can sort of see the numbers. It is BH3888E, and it's an NGO. As soon as I've destroyed this one, it's time to see if our new one fits. I should have probably checked before I destroyed it. Who would have thought? The Chinese have got it wrong. Cool. Let's have a little thinkle. Alright, cool. The O-ring on the outside fits anyways. So I just need to go get one of these. So I was a bit upset. Car is out of action for the now. So yeah, what do you do when your car's out of action? Well, sit in bed, mope around, and realise that you can paint the valve cover crunkle black. So let's get that ripped off. Alright, cool. Valve cover's off. Turns out I got a leaky radiator, which is nice. So that'll be getting replaced. Give it a quick clean with some brake cleaner. So I just need to key it up
get rid of all this oxidization, which comes off with the Scotch pad, and then tape up and paint. Alright, cool. I'll just give it one last coat. There's about 5 coats of this thing because I keep spraying it wrong. But yeah, I'm going to look at the engine bay, and there's a few things kind of standing out to me. That heat shield looks a bit rubbish, doesn't it? I've already snapped half the bolts off on it by the looks of things, so I'm just going to take it out and give a quick spray as well with the same colour. So I've painted the valve cover. I also painted the heat shield and stuff like that. See how that gets on. We've had a spare bit of time with seals and stuff like that. I've just also realised that I never actually posted my video on me resealing the valve cover in the first place, so yeah, I did all this and kind of half forgot to film it all, but yeah, I think I've filmed some stuff I've painted, but either way. So when it comes to seals, we've had a bit of bother. So the seal that I bought wasn't the right size. Then my vernier caliper's batteries was dead, so I was waiting on a vernier caliper battery, and I ordered some seals off of Simply Bearings. Fingers crossed, hoping it was the right ones. Can't remember where I put them, but they're somewhere in this mess. Oh, they're actually in there. But either way, and they were the wrong size, so it was like I kind of googled it, and it was 22 by 12 by 5, and that seems to be a standard metric size, as they say, but that was wrong. So the actual size of seal I needed was a 22.5 by 12.5 by 5, and the height doesn't really matter, so that's the 5mm. But yeah, so the other seals, they just kind of fell in, whereas this one, it fits on the shaft quite nicely, but yeah, this one needs to be pressed in. In fact, you know what? There we go. That's a good seal, so it is good tight fit. So yeah, I've just installed the seal right in front of you there, and yeah, we're ready to put everything back and get the car back up and running. And the time that happened in between this all, as I said, I painted the valve cover, but the other thing was that the radiator was leaking. So yeah, I ordered another radiator, just a cheap quick one, 40 quid, nice and easy. Banged that in. That was really easy to do, so it was. If you don't know how to change a radiator on these, it's so simple. Literally that bolt there, take the tank out, unplug your rad fan, 4 bolts on the fan, 2 in the bottom, and then the whole thing just slots up as soon as you take these off. And there's even, well, you can't see them anyways, but there's even a handy little drain valve there, which isn't on this one because I took it all the way out. But yeah, so like no mess basically. Cut it all in a bucket, put the coolant back in, so I've got the coolant to bleed. When I put this all back on, I've got to check for oil leaks, make sure this is fully sealed down nicely. As you can see, I gooped the hell out of it because I have no luck with seals. So fingers crossed, no leaks. And then also we need to get the distributor back in its hole, so we do. So yeah, we've got that to rebuild, to put that together and get it fired in all in one. But yeah, I think that's as far as I went. But yeah, it looks a bit nicer. It's meant to be a crinkle, but it's yeah, it was. I had a bit of a nightmare with painting it. I sprayed it on first time and it didn't crinkle. Turns out you needed heat on it, and then I got it kind of nice and looking crinkly. And then I was sanding the, because you got to have your, if your H goes missing, how do people know it's a Honda? So you got to have that nice and shiny and everything like that. But yeah, so I got that all thing needed, and then I'd accidentally scuffed it in a few places, and so I took the blowtorch over the top of it because I don't have a heat gun. I've only got hairdryer, and it actually brought it back up. The satin black I used here is fairly outshining the crinkle, so I might crinkle that at some point because the satin black isn't a heat paint, so kind of silly to use it on a heat shield, but I'm sure it'll be fine, so I will. So next protocol is to rebuild that distributor, and then we shall clean the oil that's spilt off here, and yeah, it'll be plumb it all back in, start it up, check the timing, and hopefully fingers crossed all good. And then it'll need a good bath underneath it. I don't know, let's see if we can flip a magnet this time. So it's all back together. I've remembered silly stuff like lining up that line there, the 2 washers in the back of here, obviously the new seals on, What was inside of here that was silly? Oh yeah, the plug connections. Thankfully I took a video of that. I've lost that gasket though in the process of doing this. Where did that go? It's just a little dust gasket. Yeah, just ready to clean up the engine and fire it in. It's time for the moment of truth, because I've not tested this seal yet. This might be a two-handed job. Of course it didn't fit. Why would it? So, this size here, I kind of had a funny feeling. If that seal, there's two different kinds of distributors on this, and I've got the tech distributor, and I believe that this kit is something different. There we go. It's about 32.5 mil. This seal here, it's about 34. Keep in mind my calipers are not the most accurate thing in the world, but that is definitely not a 32 mil seal, and I need to check on eBay, the listing, to see if that was. But I can still have the car up and running just with the old seal. So yeah, let's slap that back in, because I want my car running, and I'll get another seal ordered. Alright, whilst I'm in their job, I have sanded some of the points down. Some of the points I've sanded the points down. It's not looking too great if I'm honest, so maybe that'll be something during the next service, but either way, it's going back on. Everything's back together. Distributor is still loose, because we're going to have to redo the timing. Got the timing light ready to go over on the shelf. I think I need to, from memory, let this heat up. There's a jumper I need to jump, and then yeah, fingers crossed, we should be good. Everything's accounted for bar the cable thing that's here, because it's fell down the back of the engine somewhere, so that'll be fine. It's not in the way of any belts, I don't think. Well, I don't know where it is, so can't be. Yeah. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go get the doors open. Gotta remember to bleed the coolant as well. Timer mark is set up to what it was before. Might be wrong this time. Let's see if she starts. Oh, of course I need some more fuel. Oh, straight up. No bother. Just like normal. Alright, so I found the service port on the UK spec, so left hand, right hand drive should I say. It's literally take your glove box off, and it is literally above your ECU, and that's it right there. So the left of the blower motor. Also, take the screws out the bottom of your glove box, or they break, funny enough. The timer is now set. Seems to be good. I'll get another one of them seals ordered. I'm already on that. But yeah, I just need to check for oil leaks. Make sure the new seal is correct and it's working fine. There's a little drain port underneath there, and despite that not being cleaned off, it seems pretty clean. Yeah, so I'm going to make a little video quickly on where the OBD thing is for this, because it was really hard to find and I just couldn't find any information on it. And then at the same time, I accidentally snapped off the clips on the bloody glove box, so make a video of me repairing that as well, because that seems to be a common issue as well. Alright, cool.